All right, perfect. All right. I don't think this is gonna work. Okay. How y'all doing, chat? As you can see, we're playing some Minecraft. We're doing something a little different today. Something I've been wanting to do for a minute. Kind of just haven't really. Oh, shit. Um, Something I've been wanting to do for a minute, but just haven't really got myself to do it. It's just more. I don't even know how to describe. All right, so I want to pretty much the kind of streamer I want to be. I want to play more chill games, so like Minecraft, Terraria. Maybe that's not as chill, but like chill simulator games, power washing simulator, whatever, just random games that are like chill, and talk about mentality, mental health stuff. You maybe geared more towards like men because I feel like men struggle a lot, and also at the same time, men don't really talk about their issues or problems. And so for me, I kind of want to, I don't know, I guess be that guy that is willing to talk about it, and also provide a space um, where people can not express themselves, but to talk if they want to, give some stories, or just a place where people can just chill and feel like it's a good environment and a place that they want to be at, a non-toxic environment. So that's the plan. That's what I'm gonna be doing. Pretty much the idea is I'm gonna go into every stream with a topic, I'm gonna turn it into a YouTube video as well. But I'm gonna go into every stream with a topic, and an idea, and then kind of just rant. It'll be like 40 minutes to an hour each stream. But I'm pretty much just gonna be talking, and if people are in the chat and they want to ask questions, or want me to explain something more or give advice, I can do that as well. But yeah, just kind of just a chill place where people can. Oh, I didn't know the kid there. Where people can talk about kind of whatever. I mean, I know, like I was saying, I just know that, especially for men, I can't speak on women because I'm not a girl. I think I'm joking. But like, I feel like a lot of times men go through stuff that we don't talk about. Just social norms, whatever. You also don't want to seem like weak. At least that's how I feel. Like if I'm hanging out with my boys and like shit's going wrong, like I don't want to be the one guy that like brings everybody down. Like I want to be uplifting. I want everybody to have a good time. I don't really want people to be down, and so you try to bear that yourself. You try to bear that inside, and that's hard. I mean, that like having to feeling like you've got so much weight on your shoulders is like it's a lot. It's a lot for anybody. So I don't know. I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Just like I said, provide a space where people can talk, and if they want to. So that is the idea. I'll be playing Minecraft. If you guys have any more game ideas that you think would be um, super chill and cool to have as like background gameplay, let me know. Uh, I think right now my options are, I don't have much options like games that I own right now, but I have Minecraft. I think I have like a few indie games, and I fell off the roof. But yeah, I was thinking like Terraria is kind of chill, kind of not. Like farming games, sim games, um, stuff like that. So that is the idea. Well, anyways, chat. The topic for today's stream is why I personally feel behind in life and why that's okay. Let me let me get this done right here. Boom! There you go. Second level done right here. It's gonna be all glass. I think I got some sand on me. that I'm going to be turning into glass, but we don't have stone, so we gotta get some stone. Anyways, so the topic for today's stream is why I feel behind in life and why that's okay. If you feel like you are falling behind because you aren't where you thought you'd be by this age, I need you to listen to this because you're looking at it all wrong. So, I feel like, or what I've seen a lot, is people have this invisible timeline where they think, oh wow, a tree spawned in. Oh my god, what a crazy tree. I feel like people have this invisible timeline where people have this idea of like, by this age I want to have this. Like for me it was, by like 25 I want to be a millionaire, I want to have cars, I want to go traveling, stuff like that. And I personally feel like it's hard not to fall into that trap, especially with social media right now, because you see so many other people doing the things that you want. You see them at your age or sometimes even younger, and it's really hard not to fall into the trap of like, why can't I have that too? And it's like, of course you want to try to push for goals, and it's okay to dream and have these wants that you want. But I feel like a lot of times those wants eat people up. I feel like a lot of times you create your entire identity behind the things that you don't have, rather than creating your identity with the things that you do. I feel like a lot of times people tend to look at the negatives rather than the positives. For example, with me, like I'm a very ambitious person, so I would see I wanted to travel, I still do, but like I want cars, I want to travel, I want to live in a mansion, which is all great. I encourage people to chase their dreams and keep pushing for things, but the hard part is I wanted that by like 20. And you want to set goals, but you also have to set realistic goals. Like, I know people have it, and so you can't say, oh, it's unrealistic because people are doing it. They're on a different path than me. They're on a different timeline, they're on a different path than what I am. And I'm happy for those people. Like, I'm glad those people get to do that stuff. But what I need to focus on is like just being happy with what I have and being happy with what I'm doing. Stop trying to look at the things that I'm not doing, the things that I don't have, and just look at the things I have. I have an apartment. I've got a roommate who's super cool. I've been friends with him for a long time. I get to make content. It's really easy to look at the negatives, but if you kind of switch your perspective and try to look at the positive, you know what? Like that's pretty good. Like I get to play Minecraft. Like so there's some people who don't, and it's all just a perspective shift. Let me get some planks going. Gotta get some chests. Boom. All right. I need a quick way to do that. It feels like there's a lot of pressure, and it's invisible pressure. Like who's putting pressure on you? Now I get there's different circumstances where you have outside pressure. You got your friends, maybe your parents, but I personally feel like, at least speaking on for myself, I feel like a lot of the pressure that I have is from me. I feel like personally I put this so much pressure on myself because I feel like I need to achieve these goals, when it's not making me happy. It's causing unrest, it's causing unhappiness. Life is so long. People like to say life is short. I personally like to say life is long. You have to learn how to enjoy the moment. If you look at life through an entire lens, of course you're going to be miserable. Like, it would make sense. You have to look at it as in, look at the now, look at the present. I'm sure you've heard this quote from Kung Fu Panda, but if you look, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, today is a gift. That's why they call it a present. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Yesterday was in the past. Nothing can change. And so you look at now. Now is a gift. Right now, you have an infinite amount of choices of things you could be doing. And like, that's literally the beauty in life, And so I just feel like, give yourself a break, Don't not do anything. Don't chase your, don't stop chasing your goals. Continue to have your goals and push for the things you want to push for. But at the same time, if you don't get them in 3 days, like, give yourself a break. Things will happen over time. I've had to learn that the hard way. Like, I just push for so long that it just makes me unhappy. It makes me miserable, and so that's unfair to myself. I'm just putting this pressure on myself when nobody else is. Sure, there's outward pressures, but at the same time, a lot of it's me, and I shouldn't be doing that. And if you're doing that, like, you stop. Don't do that. It's not gonna make you happy. You know, everything's materialistic. But if you enjoy what you have now, then when you get the things that you want, they'll be even better. And you'll be, even if you lose those things again, you'll still be happy, because at the end of the day, you're happy with who you are, not what you have. That's the important part. All right, let's grab some sand so we can get some glass for the crib. All right, chat. Let me ask you a question. What do y'all think about that? Was that good? Do you feel like I spit some facts? Do you feel like I was saying some important stuff? Somebody said no skin, no shaders. Hey, bro. This is some vanilla Minecraft. Vanilla Donnie right here, bro. Vanilla Donnie right here. Let's grab some sand. You gotta get a furnace going. That way we can, so where we can start making some glass. Get some glass in the crib. I actually really like this spawn. When I spawned in, I kind of looked around. I probably should have went there, but I don't mind being on top of the hill, because I think eventually I want to build like a castle. I think that'd be pretty fire. I can't lie. I think this is enough glass. Kind of want to make the roof out of glass as well. I think that would be pretty fire. So let's grab probably a little bit more. Alright, how y'all doing today, chat? Y'all guys having a good day? I hope so. I hope so. Hope your hope today is better than the last day. 1% better every day, something like that. Whoa, that music scared me. It's kind of fire though. Yo, Minecraft music is low-key like super peaceful. Like, genuinely makes you feel so. I don't know. At least for me, it's just nostalgia. Like, I played this game a long time ago, and I still do every once in a while. But I think dedicating myself to playing this as I'm doing these streams is pretty fire. Alright, we're gonna need some food too. We're gonna start cooking up some wheat, probably. Alright, some of these trees grew. That's pretty good. Alright, I usually like doing beetroot, but as of right now, I don't have any beetroot. Alright. What's up, Mr. Bunny? What's up, other Mr. Bunny? Yeah, this tree is... I don't think that tree's gonna get chopped down, I can't lie. I hate chopping down those big trees. Alright. We got that. We need to go mining. Actually, could we get chickens? Chickens could be like a really good source of food. Let's do a little... Chat, we're gonna make like a chicken coop. We need more blocks. Let's mine some dirt. It doesn't need to be beautiful. Oh, that's a good metaphor. It doesn't need to be beautiful, just like life. It doesn't need to be pretty, as long as you enjoy it, as long as you love it. That's the important part. There we go. Alright, let's finish. We're gonna need way more blocks. Oh, wait. Alright, so now we need to do this. We need to get more blocks. Alright, after I finish this, we'll start the next topic. Hold on. Alright, that should be good. Alright, so now let's do a corner one. And let's put it there. So to get out, sprint jump. Alright, there we go. Imagine we do all this and we don't get a chicken. That would suck. Alright, 2 eggs. I think it's like a 30% chance. Fried chicken, so... Alright. Let's pull up this next topic. Alright, next thing we're going to talk about. The problem is you are comparing your messy, chaotic behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. See, the hard part about what's going on with social media right now and everything is people 99% of people only post their successes. They post the thing they just bought or the vacation they went on or the trip they did or the dinner they went or all the friends that they hung out with. They post that. But like nobody posts like what I'm doing right now, nobody does. Nobody posts the vulnerable, the honest, like how their life actually is. And so when you it's hard looking at that because you feel like, why isn't my life like that? You start comparing your like happiness. You feel like they have such a higher level of base happiness with their life than you do, which is just completely backwards. A lot of the like a lot of the times, like even on people who struggle mentally, they have times where they're happy. They have times where they're doing things that they genuinely enjoy. If they posted that on the outside, people would like, oh, that guy's pretty happy. They could be on the inside feeling like their life is crumbling, but they could post one thing that they did that week that made them super happy, and people, oh, that guy, that's awesome. I'm happy for that guy. He's living his best life, and it's like nobody knows. And so when you look, yes, got a chicken. When you look at people's lives, especially through social media, you see their highlight reel. You see the photos of the good, but you don't see the bad. You don't see the times that they're struggling, all the times that their friends canceled on them, maybe the friends that they lost. You don't see that. And so it's really hard to look at that and then look at your life and go, why is my life not like that? When in reality, it is, you know? And a lot of times I do this as well. A lot of times I'll look at people's lives and I go, gosh, they just have it figured out. I've heard that a lot. They just have it figured out. Like they've got their life together. They know what they're doing. They've got a plan, right? And the answer is, bro, most people don't. Most people are kind of winging it like day by day. Like, yeah, I think that'd be good. Let's do that. And me personally, my life is kind of, it goes up and down in terms of like things that I'm doing, directions that I'm going, and a bunch of stuff like that. And so it's really hard in times like that where it's hard not to look at the people and go like, what are they doing that I'm not? How do they have it figured out? Like, what are they doing differently than me? When in reality, they also don't have it figured out. They also don't have it figured out. And so you're comparing yourself to someone who's pretty much like you. Most people don't have it figured out. Like I'll even talk to my parents. My parents are in their 50s, and I'll ask, like, I'll explain to them, like, I just feel like I feel like I need to figure it out now. I feel like I need a plan now. I feel like I need to know my forever career in this moment at 20. And they're like, bro, I'm 50. I still, like, life just happens. A lot of times you still just don't know what you're doing. You still have to figure it out. And it's so nice to see an outside perspective of, like, just breathe, like it'll be okay, like you'll figure it out, don't worry too much about it, you know. But you just don't get those perspectives often. A lot of times you see the photos and the videos and you hear about people who just seem like they haven't figured out, and it's hard not to be like, why not me, you know. Hit the Balotelli, why always me. But yeah, it's hard, man. Life is hard. Life is very hard. And life is about struggle, and not about struggle, but life causes struggle and questioning. I mean, the biggest question, like, what's the meaning of life? And that'll be another video topic, but people just constantly struggle to find meaning in pretty much everything. And so just give yourself a break, man. Take a deep breath. Oh, take a deep breath. Like, it'll be okay. Like, you don't need to have it figured out right now. Where is this zombie? Oh my. Scared the heck out of me. Alright. Let's break this tree here. Oh. Sorry. All right, chat. This next segment, it's about bamboo. This is a really good one. I've heard this analogy before. I really like this one. All right. You aren't falling behind in life. You are just in your root system phase. Let me explain. Okay, so let me give you a story. So there's this type of bamboo tree where you have to water it for 5 years, and in those 5 years, literally nothing happens. You don't see any growth. You don't see anything. It's just dirt, and you're like, "Where's the bamboo? It's been 5 years. It's just the dirt." If you stop watering it, the plant will die. But in the fifth year, it grows 80 feet tall in 6 weeks. The lesson. Was it doing nothing for those 5 years? No. It was growing a root system 80 feet deep below the ground to be able to stand and withhold the weight of the tree once it grew up. See, right now, what you're doing in your life is you're building your root system. You're under the dirt right now. You're building your root system to be able to withstand everything that will happen in your life. The hard part is you have to let this build, and you have to keep pushing and keep watering it to let it build. Once you stop watering it, it dies, remember. And it feels like in the moment, like, oh my God, nothing is happening, but you just have to give it time. Eventually, boom, you'll be like, it'll be overnight. You'll be like, what happened? It's insane. But you have to keep watering that tree. And it might not just be 5 years. It might be 10. It might be 20 years. And you have to have a belief that this will work. You got to keep watering that bamboo. You got to let it grow underneath. The longer it takes to grow underneath, the taller the tree's going to get. Same thing with your life. That was a good one. I like that one. What's up, Mr. Chicken? All right, let's go break some more of these trees. Got plenty of oak logs now. That's good, because I gotta start mining. Start getting some. Let's get these sticks. I like holding stick. You know, I feel like it's like the talking stick. Like, oh, here's the talking stick. Okay. All right, chat. Let's break this tree here. Oh, a little apple. How y'all doing today, chat? You having a good one? I was talking to a friend yesterday, and he was explaining how it was like during Christmas time. The story was about Christmas time, where he went to like a Christmas party, and like a bunch of other people got gifts and stuff, and he got like good gifts, like a gaming chair, like some pretty expensive, some good stuff, and he got like a book reader kind of thing, like a Kindle. And he was kind of upset about it. And I was explaining to him, I was like, look, I do see your point. I do what you're coming from. It's hard not to look at that and go, well, they got all that. Why did I get this? But I was like, what if there's a way what if you change your perspective and go, I got this? Just some people in the world who, one, couldn't even go to the event because they don't have family or friends that they could go to, or two, don't have the money to really get anything. I was like, it's not to discredit the fact that you're upset. Like, the fact that you're upset is valid, but it's like, life happens to you. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you react. So I was like, why don't you try to just take a deep breath and be like, I'm happy I got something, and I'm happy I got to spend time with people that I love and care about. Because that's really what it's about. The gifts, trust me, I like gifts too. Gifts are nice, but it's really about what the people you're with, what you get to do, and just, you know, everyone smiling, having a good time, and everything like that, you know? That's the important part. But it's hard to see that in the moment. Trust me. What's up, Mr. Zombie? Get out of here. We're having a good talk. You're going to ruin our talk. These are the negative thoughts right here. Yeah. Alright. Keep this apple. What's up, Mr. B? Okay, so now this is a controversial take. I actually think getting everything you want at a young age is a curse and not a blessing. Now, I know what you're thinking. Whoa, chill, bro, chill. What are you saying? Look, if you take an example like child actors, child stars, people who get famous and get rich very quickly. they tend to kind of crash and burn at a certain point in their life. There's a lot of examples of that. If you look it up, there's a ton of examples of that. Um, and on top of that, I think it mainly comes down to the maturity of it. I think if you got the money, the fame, the richness at a young age when you were at a mature level to not let it like actually affect your brain, I think it means like it'll just come crashing and burning at one point. Bro, you are too rich? No, I'm not, bro. Thank you. I am rich. You wanna know why? Because I love what I get to do every day, and that to me that's what rich really is. But no, I'm not rich, not at all. I have a job, so thank you. But yeah, on top of that, I think it doesn't really matter what time you get to achieve the things that you want or understand your full purpose and things that you get to do. But me personally, I would rather be 30, 35, 40, figure out my meaning, the things that I really love, and keep that for the rest of my life, than think that I have found it at 15 through 20, and by the time I'm 30, I'm like, that's just not me. I don't even want to be that person anymore. And I would rather take longer finding out the person that I want to be and the things that I want to do than think that I found it, create a false identity for myself, then realize later in life that's not who I was, and all this time that I thought I was doing the thing that I wanted to do wasn't that, and then now I'm like, that's where you have your midlife crisis, you know? I'm from Bangladesh, we're so poor, bro. Can you give me some money? I wish I could, Brody. I wish I could. I'm sorry, but unfortunately I cannot. How you doing, bro? You having a good day? How is it over there in Bangladesh? I've heard about it, never been. Would be cool though. I know a guy who owns a house there, so it's pretty fire. Alright, ooh, another apple, that's good. Alright, now we're getting some nutrients, break this tree, get some more saplings going. Gotta keep growing trees so that I can have more wood. Oh no, I need to answer this call, but I can't right now. Please, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I can't. Look, bro, when I'm rich and famous one day, I won't forget about you, bro. I'll make a chip over there. I got you. I'll hit a little speed, bro. I'll hit a little speed. Thank you, Mr. Sheep. Okay. Another egg. See if we can get another chicken. Would be good if I could, because then I can start raising chickens. That could be my food source for a minute. Some cooked chicken. All right. All right. The last topic for the stream. Oh, this is a good one. All right. Please stop looking at the clock. Your life is not a race against your friends. It's a marathon against yourself. You gotta allow yourself and give yourself permission to not have things figured out at this current moment. And just take a deep breath and be like, look, it's okay that my entire life isn't planned out and sorted this moment. What you need to understand is you're exactly where you need to be at this current moment. Wherever you are, whoever you are, and whatever you've been doing, like, this is your moment. This is your moment. Seize the moment. Take advantage of what you have now rather than looking at what you don't have or what you didn't do that you should have done. You just live in the moment now. If you feel like you're in a period right now where you're growing, you feel like that you're kind of just been lost and that you compare yourself to others, let me know in the comments. Share your story if you want to. I would love to read and hear them and hopefully offer some advice or maybe even gear some of my content and streams more towards being able to help my fans and what they feel like they're going through, because I want to be able to help people and give more of that. So guys, that's gonna be it for the stream. I know it's a quick one. It was a 20-minute stream, a 29-minute stream. I know it's a little bit quick, but like I said, this is going to be the new style for my videos. I just want I want to do quicker stuff, but more meaningful things. Once the channel starts doing better, I'll probably do longer streams. If I have more of an idea of what people are looking for, what kind of content they want, that'll also help. But guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I love each and every one of you. Please feel free to reach out to me if you want to talk anything. I'm here for you. But guys, thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow.